A new study on housing needs in Londonderry is getting launched, designed to help town officials and area citizens learn more about what exactly are the main issues with regards to housing and what would be a long-term strategy to tackle them. All across Vermont, housing, or more often the lack of it, is a major problem not only for would-be homebuyers, who often struggle to find something in their price range, but also for employers. Potential hires to fill positions often accept job offers, but then aren't able to take them because they can't afford to move here. The study is being led by a committee of local citizens and town representatives, according to a recent press statement released by the committee. The study will run through until February of 2023 and is being funded with ARPA funds allocated by the Londonderry Select Board. The study will analyze demographic, economic, as well as housing trends in Londonderry and the surrounding region. Patty Eisenhower, the chairwoman of the Housing Needs Assessment Committee, described the background of the survey and the next steps.
Well, it actually got conceived a couple of years ago during COVID when the Vermont Council of Rural Development held a community visit in Londonderry. And this was during lockdown. This was winter 2021. And we had this was their first virtual community visit. And we had over 200 citizens in and around Londonderry participate, which was amazing. And as part of that community visit, the town and its citizens came up with some priorities that they felt were important to the growth and the future development of the community. And housing was, and specifically affordable housing, was one of those priorities that rose to the top. So coming out of the VCRD visit, a group of citizen volunteers formed what we call One Londonderry, if you're aware of that, and formed these specific groups. And we formed a housing group, and I was asked to get involved. And so I chair that group. And we did a lot of research. We talked to a lot of state agencies and regional commissions about housing, and realized that while we recognize that there is a housing issue, we didn't know specifically what the issue was in terms of the demographic and the specific needs were. So that's where we decided that our top priority was to conduct a housing study. And so from that, we went to the town, and the town appropriated some ARPA funds to conduct the study, and that was this past winter. And so the genesis of the housing study is actually just getting underway now. The Planning Commission also has been doing a study with the Stevens Group, and that's related to the downtown village, the North Village in particular, developing a master plan for the future. And that's much broader than just housing. That's it's really a conceptual plan on the vision of what the North Village might look like in the future. And it includes streetscapes, housing is part of that, and what that may look like. So this housing study actually would fit in quite nicely with that master plan in terms of what are our housing needs specific to the North Village, and how might housing fit into that master plan. We're talking now about getting an online survey underway, and this will be a community-wide survey that we hope to launch by the end of October. And then there'll also be some stakeholder interviews, and these are interviews conducted with key groups that are involved in housing. These would be local nonprofits that service the community. This will be realtors, builders, those types of folks that all have their hand in housing in some way or another, that can speak to the housing needs in the community.
Camoin Associates, a Saratoga Springs, New York-based consulting firm, has been commissioned to conduct the study. Dan Stevens, the Director of Real Estate Development Services for Camoin Associates, described what will be in the survey.
As part of this housing needs assessment, right, we look at a lot of data. We look at a lot of numbers and do a lot of number crunching and modeling. But we really want to hear from members of the public, and that's where this community survey comes in. And so this is something that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks before the end of October. All community members will have an opportunity to go online and take this survey, and it's going to ask questions about, individual housing circumstances. And of course, this is all anonymous. But, we want to hear from people. We want to understand their current housing situation. Is it meeting their needs? Do they, have a pressing need for more affordable housing, a different housing type? Where do they envision their housing needs being 5 years from now? Down the line. Does the community have enough housing to satisfy that need that we're hearing from community members? And we'll be asking questions. What are some of the biggest housing challenges facing the community? And we'll have some options to choose from. And really, this is a way for folks to provide input and provide information that we can't glean from just looking at spreadsheets on a computer screen. And so it's very important that we have participation, and we'll be promoting it in various ways. But it's really important that we hear from folks so that we do have that understanding. And people have an opportunity to share their stories. There will be opportunities to write things in and tell us, what are the housing issues facing Londonderry? What kind of housing does Londonderry need today and tomorrow as well?
Residents of Londonderry, as well as those who work there, are invited to fill out the online survey, which can be found on the Londonderry Town website when it's posted there. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.